you know. And in the lyric, why are we saying that there's no peace and love this Christmas in Africa? You know, you put it to the whole continent, like in Africa. So I'm saying to him, I'm gonna be in Africa this Christmas. I know that's not true. Can we change the lyric? Fine. He doesn't want to change it because he feels like it's a formula that he's always used.
When you go on that extension, you're so you're like almost a media darling, like you're selling out. The numbers are just incredible, and then you get a bit of resistance in terms of like the next releases. How did you manage that part of your career?
I'm at a stage where I'm very comfortable with who I am as an artist, and you know, I'm a very loving person, and if you know who I truly am, you would do everything to push me and push my music, because you know my heart's in the right place. But of course, like, you know, like turning down Band-Aid, you know, who does that? If you do that, you know there's gonna be, you know, consequences. And he said that to me. Serbo Geldov said to me that you don't want to say no to this, that kind of vibe, and he definitely let me know that this is not the right decision, you not being a part of it. And he did threaten me, but it's fine. You get it? Like, I understand how he feels, you know, because I don't want to be a part of it. But I did tell him my side of the story, and he understood. At least he insinuated that he understood, because, you know, and that's why we took time to do the Guardian article, to let people know why we turned it down. And it's simple and it's complicated at the same time. In the short run, yes, we're raising money to help, especially at the time it was in the Ebola situation. You know, people are dying. Let's raise money for them. That's a great idea. But why are we filming dead people being carried on stretchers? You know, why are we filming these people who are already down, you know? And in the lyric, why are we saying that there's no peace and love this Christmas in Africa? You know, you put it to the whole continent, like in Africa. So I'm saying to him, I'm gonna be in Africa this Christmas. I know that's not true. Can we change the lyric? Fine. He doesn't want to change it because he feels like it's a formula that he's always used. So I said to him that, you know, my, you know, mission and vision is to change the narrative of Africa being a poverty-stricken place where you can't even go there because you probably die, because that's not the truth. So I said to him, why don't we change the lyric first of all? Also, visually, why don't we, you know, you can't be kicking people when they're down. Let's change their visuals, and we can make an uplifting song, because for the caliber of people that are on this project, you know, the Ed Sheerans, the One Directions, you know, all these massive people that are on this song at the time, if we make an uplifting song, everybody's gonna buy it. It doesn't really matter what happens on the song. People will buy it. So why don't we make an uplifting song that would literally last forever, kind of thing? And you know, he didn't want to do that. And I kind of said to myself that, okay, cool. As an artist, it's great for me. Yes, we'll be raising for money for people, it's great, but in the long run, it's going to be crippling the motherland, because people wouldn't want to go there because they think they're going to die if they go there. So in the long run, we're going to be suffering. Our kids are going to be suffering, because, you know, nobody has love for Africa, because all they do is they give their £2 a month and they would move on. But that's very, very crippling in the long run, because you wouldn't go there for holiday, you wouldn't go there for any investment opportunities, you wouldn't go there, you wouldn't be comfortable, you wouldn't want to hear about it in the future. But what you would do is you'd go to Vegas, you'd go to LA, you'd go to Miami, you'd go to London, you'd go to Paris, you'd go to Dubai. Why? Because of the visuals that these countries have put out. You know, they've managed to create a perception where people love it so much they'll go there and they will spend, and guess how much they spend? More than £2 a month. Yeah, sure. They'll go to Miami, they'll spend about 20k in one night. Some people spend 100k in one night, and these are business people. And these business people are not going to come to Ghana, because when they come, they will die, they'll catch Ebola, according to the media and the visuals that we put out. So in the long run, Africa suffers. Cool, you go to Dubai, you spend so much money. But guess what? There is poverty and sickness everywhere in the world. The amount of people that are dying in America is a lot more than the amount of people that are dying in Africa. The amount of poverty that's in America is higher than people in Ghana. I can tell you that, that's facts. But yet, you want to go to America, you want to give your money to America, go on holiday, start a business, you know, take your family there. You want to do all these things. Why? Because of the message they've managed to put out, because of the narrative they've managed to put out in their movies, in their marketing, like in their music. They've managed to create a narrative that makes you want to go there to experience America. Why can't we do the same for Africa? Why is it that Africa always has to be the country where that everybody's scared of going? Why don't we want to just create a narrative that makes people want to go holiday in Ghana and spend about 20,000 in one night, rather than giving us £2 a month or $2 a month and moving on with their life? Also, why can't we allow Africa to also, you know, help herself?
Yeah.
It's very possible. And if someone like Bob Geldof, if he worked with the real Africans, and if he listened to me, we could have done an uplifting song. We could have done some visuals that was at least respectful, you know, respecting the dead, respecting the people who are already down, and still raise the money, but not disrespect the future of Africa and not disrespect the people who are dying. We could have done it, raised money, and helped in a short run, but still people will still want to come and help, and still want to come and go on holiday, still want to come and invest. We could have done both. So to me, I was more thinking about the future of the continent, not trying to disrespect his project, you know, because I have love for him. I have so much love for him, because I know when he started, his intentions was to raise money to help a cause. But he started probably in the 70s. We're now in 2019. And he hasn't changed the formula. It doesn't make any sense. So many things have changed over time. Music has changed. People's rights have changed. You know, the way people feel about things have changed. Why is it that it's impossible for him to change his formula? Especially if it's actually going to help him and get the people of Africa behind it. You know, so it's a lot more than just raising money for people now. It's about thinking about the bigger picture. But we have to think about the bigger picture. And the reason why I thought about the bigger picture is because I love Africa, and I want to know what's happening in Africa. Like for your favorite team, whether it's Manchester United or Arsenal, because you love it so much, you want to know what players being sold, what players being bought. You know, if you lose a match, you get angry, like, why aren't they doing better? Like, you pushing for them to do better so they can win next time. That's the same love that we need for where we're from, for Africa. And I just want our people to feel like that, and I want other people to also be part of it.
Well, that shows integrity, because there was an option where you could go left or right, and you chose the path that you believed in. How do you see it now for yourself? Obviously, you got your new project out, but how do you see that type of mentality and ethos in terms of ownership? How does that fit with you in the space of the music industry?
In the music industry, I mean, my music is very vibely. It makes you feel good. Excuse me. It also has a message to it now, you know. So good vibes is universal. You know, the people that want to listen to the music and just catch a vibe, they can just listen to the music and catch a vibe. You hear my music in a club in Dubai. You know, I get loads of videos of different countries of people enjoying my music. It can be as light as that, you know, and it can make people curious to want to know where the music is from, and it could lead them to Ghana. So definitely, like, you know, I'm very comfortable with making the music that I'm making and people enjoying it. That any chance that I get to speak about the mission, of course, I let people know that it's more than music, you know. But of course, this specific album, I made sure that the message was very much infused into it, so people can understand that, you know, it's more than music in this album. But definitely, you know, music is my first passion. I love making music that make people dance. You know, music that make people go crazy in clubs or whatever. So I'm very comfortable in the music industry and collaborating with different people and all of that. But when we spend time, I let them know what the mission is about, you know. But, you know, of course, music is my first passion, but I'm also a human being who loves helping other people. Even without the music, I'll be helping people. You know, I just believe that all of us needs to be people who help others. You know, we should be helping others. You know, we should be helping ourselves by helping other people. And then if everybody's doing the same thing, then this person is helping me. I'm helping that person. You know, so definitely, you know, it's all good, you know, in the industry for me. I love making music, and I also love helping people.
We talk about like my favorite track on the album.
Oh yeah.
You already know because I briefly.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. So break down to me that whole conceptually, and then also the studio session of actually recording that record.
So thinking about it, it's a song that's very emotional on the album. It's very different for Fuse ODG, and it kind of explores the mind. You know, as human beings, when we come onto this earth with no manual, to me, you know, we're all trying to adapt and trying to be normal. But the mind here is something that's really scary and very powerful. You know, depending on how you can control this mind, it really determines how your life is going to be. And sometimes you can get really down, and your mind can really mess with you to the point where, you know, it can cause you to make certain decisions, whether it's I don't know, turning onto like a bad lifestyle, selling drugs or doing scams or even committing suicide. Do you get me? So this song was a song that was exploring the mind and kind of saying that, okay, I feel this way. I don't, you know, I feel really down. I feel really depressed. But I'm not the type to take my life. I'm not the type to be selling drugs. You know, even though I might raise the money that I need to raise in order to do what I need to do. But I've been thinking about it. But just because I've been thinking about it doesn't mean I'm going to do it. But I've been thinking about it. And it's a song that just explores these thoughts. You have these crazy thoughts in your head. Even though it might not materialize, you've been thinking about it. And you're just praying for a higher power so you can have control over your thoughts. And the song is very powerful. And, you know, when we were making it, you know, as soon as I heard the guitars, it just took me to a different world. And it made me very, like, it just, all the bad thoughts were going through my head just started, like, it was crazy. Like, it was very spiritual. And after we was just listening back and everybody was just like, whoa. Like, we all just had goosebumps, you know, listening back to the song. And to me, it's a very godly song. And it's a song that I hope can help people get through life. You know, that you are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You know, just take a step back. You can even have a conversation with yourself. Like, you know, some other people took the easy way out. I'm not the type to do it, but I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a good hook. But then I remember in the second verse you're saying something about, obviously I'm paraphrasing, but the person being in the house, the lady being in the house all by herself.
Yeah.
Was it something about house without love or something?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
I found that powerful because a lot of people they find themselves in that situation. They'll be on the gram trying to. Yeah. There's a lot of people that like to, you know, of course, front on the Instagram, and you never see the negative side of what somebody's going through on Instagram, you know, unless they probably make another app that says like this is the negagram, like you can now put all the bad stuff you're going through. Right now, people just put the litness and the good vibes on the Instagram. So, but in reality, you know, you're probably empty. You know, and that verse really kind of explores how, you know, she's in a house with no love, like, and the house could be physical, the house could be, you know, her as a vessel, you know, that kind of thing, and she's trying to find a way to get over what she's going through. But it's a very deep song, you know, and I hope it can really, you know, change lives and people can really kind of catch the vibe on it. You also got my boy Sully Breaks on there.
Hey, big up Sully Breaks, man. He killed it, man. Yo, Sully. So I've known Sully for a very long time. Me and Sully actually been doing shows in the underground and kind of came out together. And he's someone who I've always loved. He's, you know, one of my favorite poets in the world.
He's so sharp.
You know, he's too sharp. So when I did the song with Damian Marley, I had him in mind. When I did Breath Here meaning Come Home, that song was about, you know, exploring the life of a black man, the life of a black woman, everything that we go through, and just reminding them that we're from a place of royalty, you know, that kind of vibe, and we need to get together and move together. So when I hollered Sully about it, he fell in love with it straight away, and he's so sharp, like what you're saying, and he just killed it straight. Like you could just see everything that he's saying, and you can just relate to everything that, you know, he put in that interlude, man. So big up Sully Breaks, man. You know, I love you so much, bro.
I mean, as a body of work, I mean, like even just hearing your vibe, like you must be super proud of this whole project.
I am 100%, 10,000% so proud of this project, because it feels right. You know, it feels right for me to give this body of work, music for people to live with. You know, something that you can actually live with and digest every day. It's something that can help you get through whatever you're doing, whether you're on your way to work, you're on your way to college, you're on your way to uni, you know, you're on your way to drop the kids to the school, or you're on the way to a club. You can catch a vibe, you know, late night driving, you can still catch a vibe on it, and I'm very proud of it. It's very spiritual, and to have people like Damian Marley, you know, be part of it, you know, and actually love that project, you know, because I was with Damian in the studio, and he was giving me his feedback and everything, and he was telling me how I've inspired him, even because he's someone who I look up to. He's like a hero to me. You know, he's telling me how I've inspired him with how we work and everything, and he's asking him, how did you do that? And I'm like, wow, this is Damian Marley, you know, and I'm telling him, you have no idea, you're the reason why this exists. And that's what I said to him, like, you're the reason why this album even exists.
And I just want to commend you as for what you've achieved, and what you're going to continue to achieve.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I think with now, you one thing I can see is that you're creating an infrastructure, which has always been the biggest issue within people of color and Africa, is that we don't have the infrastructure to create certain things. But I'm seeing the infrastructure. But with you stepping into new markets like clothing, even the dolls, all these things, how much of a learning process is that? Because it's still new to you at that point.
It's a whole different ball game. Like the doll game, like creating dolls. Like, where do you start from? That kind of thing. But I do have a good team, and we do our researches, and it takes a lot of research. Everything is online. Like, we research a lot on how do you get a manufacturer. You know, you need a factory. You've been creating the clothes. How do you meet a high demand? You know, how do you do mass production and all these things? It's definitely a learning curve. I did business management at uni, so I got a degree in business management, so it helps. I've always been business orientated anyways, but I have a good team, you know, who help put every section together, from the school, you know, to the festival, to the dolls, to the clothing line, you know, and all these other things that we're doing. Of course, the music, we have a team for each section. It's not easy, but that's what it takes to build, you know. And I'm even talking financially. You have to fund each section in order to keep it all moving. And that's why even this year we're focusing a lot more on doing conferences. So we're going to be doing New African Nation conferences. We did one in Ghana at the start of the year. And the idea is to, of course, bring like-minded people into the room. We discuss our ideas, but also invite investors into the room who have love for Africa, who are looking for new opportunities. So that way, people are bringing in ideas, and we also have investors to help inject into it. So we're going to be doing a lot more conferences this year, and I'm excited to start the conferences. It's going to be a series of conferences across the world, different countries. You should come to one of them, and you can see and feel and be motivated and be inspired to want to come back home, come to Africa, so you can invest. So definitely it's a lot, but it will take all of us to build it.
And in closing, so with the album, what do you want people to take away from your album?
New African Nation, the album, I want you to understand that this album came from the heart, came from my soul. felt like it's a message from my ancestors, you know, really channeled the spiritual vibe on this album, and it's an album that will change your life if you listen to it with an open mind. Being an African or non-African, being black or non-black, you're gonna love this album. It's got the good vibes in there, it's got a message in there. Of course, you got the Fuse ODG in there. It's a worldwide movement. You got all the crazy vibes in there, you got the dance vibes, you got the message. You're gonna love it. It's an album that we've been working on for a long time, and we know that it's an album that's gonna grow to be a classic one that people are gonna respect and love. So yeah, enjoy the album. New African Nation is out now.